We bought all these exclusive movies about Paw Patrol.
And we'll see them at 3 a.m.
We have a movie from 6 years old, which is called Who Killed Marshall?
The movie is rated 12 and up. Ice cream mans. I love ice cream.
The movie is for adults only, which is called Saturday Hospital.
A movie rated for 100 years old. But fine. How did this happen? We can't just watch this movie like that. We need to gather 10,000 likes.
That's why everyone who is watching this video, scroll down and give a like. We are asking you very strongly, and while you are getting 10,000 likes, let's watch the movie for ages 6 and up.
Let's start.
Oh no, Chase is crying because their friend Marshall is no longer with them.
This is very sad. And look, Skye and Rubble are also crying a lot with big tears.
Yes, they feel very sorry. Rocky even showed up here.
He is also very sad. He misses his friend Marshall. Ryder also came over and looks at his helmet and feels very sad.
But Ryder understands perfectly well that someone is behind this whole thing.
And he suspects the Paw Patrol team.
They cry and are afraid, because among them is a real maniac.
Sergey, who do you think could have been guilty?
I don't know, and Ryder suggested an idea. Conduct your own investigation. And all the puppies agree. They want to find out who could have done such evil with their friend Marshall.
So it means none of them are actually guilty.
Take a look. But Ryder suspects absolutely everyone. Wow, guys, he doesn't trust anyone.
But they convince him that they are not to blame for what happened.
But Ryder is starting his investigation. But guys, to find out who the criminal is, we need to watch all the remaining movies. You know, every movie tells this story. What happened from the perspective of all the characters.
Yes, we need to help Ryder solve this crime.
We cannot watch this movie yet. Need likes. That's why you need to choose. This is from 12 years old or from 18 years old. Guys, write 12 plus in the comments if you want to watch the movie Ice Cream Mans.
And quickly write 18 plus. If you want us to start with this movie.
Whoa. Look, they are all making a movie called 12 plus. Wow, I was just about to watch it.
Let's not waste time. So the investigation continues. First suspect, Chase.
Look, he's telling his story about what happened that day. It seems they went for a walk in the park with Marshall.
Yeah, it was a totally harmless walk.
Yeah, take a look. But Marshall did not notice and slipped on the ice cream.
And they just laughed at the situation. Nothing special happened. They saw a skateboard, and Marshall got on a skateboard and started skating. But then he fell into the bushes.
It seems very painful and dangerous. Look, Chase ran up to him, but it seems Marshall just found it funny.
At first, they just laughed at the situation, but then Marshall really felt bad.
Oh no, maybe that's why Marshall is no longer with them. And Rocky joined the conversation, but Chase says that actually he is the one to blame for what was done.
Rocky starts explaining his story with Marshall.
Just take a look. It turns out they were also walking in the park that day. And Rocky had ice cream that Marshall fell on.
But it fell on the floor, and Marshall started eating the ice cream right off the floor. But it makes sense, he is a dog.
Take a look. Rocky did not like it at all. The ice cream accidentally fell. He wanted to eat it himself, and he is trying to pull Marshall by the ears.
But they start fighting over this ice cream. But in general, you shouldn't approach dogs when they're eating, because they really can bite.
Yes, Chase came to break them up. And at that moment, Marshall slipped on the ice cream. This is an interesting movie. I even wanted ice cream myself.
I also love ice cream. Sergey, which one do you like more?
I love chocolate ice cream. My absolute favorite.
I absolutely love strawberry ice cream. Hey guys, what ice cream do you like? Write in the comments quickly. And we will definitely try your favorite flavor.
And don't forget to like. We need to help Ryder with the investigation.
And while we watch the movie for adults only.
Here we have the story of Skye herself. Let's start watching. Look, Ryder's questioning Skye, and she wants to tell her story.
They had a great time in the sky with Marshall. They flew on jetpacks and they had a lot of fun. Look, they are flying through the clouds.
We flew straight to down. And Ryder speaks, wait! Maybe that's why Marshall felt sick. And he is no longer with us.
But Skye asked him not to interrupt. She will continue to tell her version.
Look, They successfully emerged from the clouds. But Marshall felt unwell. He wanted to sleep.
Yes, and his jetpack lost a little control. But it was very little.
Look, they landed just an inch above the ground. And everything should be fine with him.
Well, it was just a slightly rough landing. And he got a little bump on his head.
Just take a look. But it seems he has a severe dizziness. Skye got scared and took him to the hospital.
He is being examined by doctors, and Skye is watching.
Take a look. It seems quite serious. And here. It seems the doctor went into the hallway and told Skye that Marshall is in very bad condition.
Skye was very upset. Rocky offers her ice cream, but she is not in the mood for ice cream at all. She is very sad that she hurt Marshall.
But it seems that Marshall has been discharged from the hospital. Yes.
Yes, because he had great doctors. They quickly got rid of his bump.
Yes, and they gave a new cool helmet, so he doesn't hit his head anymore. It has nothing to do with ice cream. The guys were just eating it.
Rocky and Chase are just eating ice cream too. But Ryder scolded them. That's because now is not the time to eat ice cream. An investigation is underway. So Seryoga, let's compare all the facts. Skye, Chase, and Rocky are definitely not guilty of this crime. But who is to blame?
Yes, guys, we don't have many options left. And write your versions in the comments. Which of the remaining puppies could be the culprit? We will definitely read everything. We need to investigate this mystery and help Ryder. And it's time to watch the last movie of 100 years. But one like is missing.
You! Yes, you! Watch us now. Make sure to like! After all, we need to find out who the culprit of the crime is. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Oh!
Thank you very much, dear friend. So, Sergey, shall we find out who the criminal in this movie is?
I'm sure you're very interested too. Guys, let's start. Guys, look, Ryder decided to question Rubble.
And he tells his version of what happened.
Yes, Rubble says that on that day he was working at the construction site. But Marshall was helping him dig up the hole.
And they excavated some kind of strange machine.
Look, it's filled with buttons and some gadgets. Wow, what is it needed for and how did it end up here?
Marshall decided to check it out.
Look, he jumped right into the hole.
He pushed some button and this thing shrank him. Wow!
Marshall is now a little puppy. Look, he pressed a different button and became enormous.
Just gigantic!
It seems he wants to return to his normal state. And he succeeded. And we realized that this device can change the size of any creature.
Even a person!
Wow, that's amazing. And Marshall started messing around with her. But why? Wow!
It sparkled.
Yeah, and it seems like it broke down. And the countdown began. There's going to be an explosion now.
There was an explosion. So that's what happened to Marshall.
Wow! Look, there's so much smoke here. Look, Rubble is holding Marshall in his arms.
He saved him!
But it seems Marshall is unconscious. Wow! Did Marshall really pass away at that moment?
I am very sad for Marshall. So here's what happened to him. Accident!
Yes, but it seems Ryder blames Rubble for everything. You didn't keep an eye on your friend.
But Rubble is not guilty of anything. Marshall asked for this himself.
But wait, the guys turned around. So what? Wow, it turns out Marshall was alive all this time.
Did he prank all of them? You really shouldn't joke like that. And they chased after him to punish him.
But the most important thing is that they are all right.
Yes, and we will be able to watch the new episodes all together.
Yes, Paw Patrol is my favorite cartoon.
Mine too.
Mira, who is there?
I don't know. I'm not expecting anyone.
All right, I'll go check.
I'm really worried about Seryoga. Here he is.
Whoa! Guys, look! Someone sent us a real package. This is some kind of box, which has something.
Is there something dangerous over there, Serega? It's still 3 o'clock in the morning.
Don't worry, Ira. Let me open it, and we'll see what's inside. Guys, you won't believe it. There was real ice cream here.
Do you have any ideas who could have sent it to us?
Maybe Rocky did it. And he sent us the cone of his ice cream.
It's really cool that Rocky himself could send this. I couldn't even dream of something like this. Thank you, Rocky.
And thanks to you guys for watching the video till the end. Definitely click on this link and check out our adventures.
And also subscribe to our channel and give us your likes.
Bye-bye.